labeling, the soft labeling. So hard labeling is something like that, what I was saying. Soft labeling is more related to us kind of praising the other one, but at the same time, it implies to the other one that he's not like this. So it would be something like, look at you, you are my social butterfly. And what would Santi, my autistic one, would feel about himself? You know what I mean? Or, oh, Santi's coming to mommy. He's definitely my cuddly one. What would Miguel feel about himself? What I was getting is that every time I called Santi the cuddly one, Miguel started competing for cuddles with Santi and he ended up in fights. So I stopped doing that. And number 6, and this is something that I did when I read an amazing book on how to raise emotionally healthy twins. I stopped relating them as part of a group and I started holding them as an individual. So when we have twins and when we have close children, very close in age, we tend to group them this way. Hey, boys, come here. Hey, twins. Oh, I was with the twins. I'm going with the boys to the store. So they start building their identity according to that amazing book that is written by a pediatric psychologist, as I am part of a set. I am part of a group. I'm not Miguel, I'm Santiago, I'm part of a set. And I started basically calling them by their name. Santi, Miguel, it's time to go to the store. And it did. And you would think like, would that really help? Yes, it started helping because I saw that they were fighting less to get to the car. They were fighting less to push the elevator button. They were fighting less to open the door. They were fighting less because they were not trying to compete for identifying themselves as an individual instead of the part of a group. Okay, so that's the need for belonging. Any questions before we move into coaching? Any questions? If yes, unmute yourself and go ahead, ask your question.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there a way we could get a list of younger kids' descriptions of the love languages? Like
Yes.
the
Yeah.
2-year-old, it's not like she can say things, so it's recognizing those love languages for
The
someone that doesn't.
first thing that I recommend is this book. It's called The 5 Love Languages of Children. Like, I cannot lie to you. I read it 4 or 5 times. Is that good? The only thing that I don't recommend is the discipline portion. I don't see it's parenting with understanding, but everything else, the explanation of every love language, how it presents in little kids, and how to recognize it is this book. So just get the book if you're able to.
Okay,
It's amazing. One
perfect.
thing that I did learn in this book is that if you have a 2-year-old, she doesn't have an established love language yet. So she might be exploring all her love languages. So one week you might see that she's more into cuddles. Another week you might see that she's more into service. Another week you might see that she's more into quality time. And then as they grow up, you start seeing them established in one of the 5 love languages. And I saw it with my twins too.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay.
Marcela, I just have a question.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what you're gonna do in your coaching part, but are you gonna kind of like provide really quick suggestions of what we can do to kind of like avoid that like labeling and that comparison? Because sometimes we're really overwhelmed when we have multiple kids and we try to juggle life. Um, can you provide like a couple examples maybe that we can put in practice?
Okay. So one big thing is be gentle with yourself. Sometimes I still fall into labeling and comparison, and I catch myself if you are in the heat of the moment, if you're overwhelmed. So it is not so much that this is a set rule for us, and if we get out, we go outside the rule, then we're bad parents or we're screwing up our kids. It's something to be aware of, because when we're aware of things, we do things less. We do, the right, more more of the right thing and less of the thing that it doesn't help us much, if that makes sense. So if you fall into labels when you're overwhelmed, give yourself a lot of grace and just be aware of it. You know, it's kind of like when you are training yourself to speak differently, you will see that you're catching yourself a lot in the beginning, and then you start seeing that it flows a little better as you start practicing this way of communicating with your kids. So one practical way to move away from labels is description. Describe what you see. So let me give you an example. Don't hit your sister. Start being rude with your sister. So describe what you see. Oh, I see that your hands are hitting your sister. Okay, no, that hitting hurts. Let's take a break. So I described what happened. I said it was wrong, but I did not label the child. Does that make sense? And when you do fall into labeling, compassion towards yourself, because you will fall into labeling. I still do, but I do it a lot less.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. For next week, we are going to have another HIC coach. I want this membership to all, like the coaches, to come in because HIC Parenting is an agency. It's not Marcela. We have many other coaches. I'm going to be that week out of town, so I'm not going to be in the session. So you are going to have one of our coaches. Her name is Coach Nina. And one thing that I want to tell you about her is that before she became a certified parenting coach, she was one of our coaching clients. So she was one of our coaching clients. She got so much transformation in HIC parenting that she was like, hey, where do I get certified? She got certified, and now she's one of our one-on-one coaches as well. And that's the coach that you're going to have next week. I'm not going to be here next week, but you're going to be in the best hands. Thank you so much, everybody. I'll see you next time. Bye.